What's up, people? I am back. So the fixing, I'm gonna bring that back probably later this week. Um, Today's video, we're continuing on with the Jet Li movies. We're doing Fist of Legend. This is one of his older movies, so this is one I. This is like a first timer for me. I think I saw part of it somewhere, but I never saw the whole thing. But this movie was fucking great, and um, my other planned videos this week will be tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do two videos. I got one where I'm gonna go in on mantles because I've been thinking about this for a while. I think mantles are fucking stupid. So I'm gonna talk about why I think that tomorrow, or this week, if not tomorrow. But the definite video for tomorrow for sure. I'm gonna go back to Eddie Murphy. We're gonna do Coming to America, only the fucking first one, because to me there's only one movie. And then Wednesday, I'll be doing we're gonna start Jackie Chan. We're gonna do Shanghai Nights and Noon. We're gonna be starting with those movies, considering that's like his second. I would say, after Rush Hour, he did two of those. So we'll do those movies, and then Friday, because I'm gonna probably do the second one on Thursday, and then Friday I'm gonna do since it's Christmas and this was a video I was technically supposed to do last year, I didn't end up doing, but I'll do this year. We're gonna review Silent Night, Deadly Night. So, and then in the future, we're not in the future. Next week, we're gonna start doing Tarantino movies. I'm gonna do them in order, and I'm only gonna do one a week because I want to save I don't want to do all the big ones. I don't want to get to all the big ones super quick. I want to wait for those a bit. So we're gonna do one a week. So next week we're gonna kick off with Reservoir Dogs. I don't know what day yet, but we're gonna do that this week. Next week, sorry. So, but Fist of Legend. This movie came out in 1994. It's about the Japanese, Japanese taking over or being stationed in occupying. That's the word I was looking for. Occupying Shanghai. So it's set during World War II, and it's basically about a student named Shenzhen who is in love with a Japanese girl who you know trains at a certain at a at Jingwu, which is a martial arts school, and under his master was killed in battle, and basically that's how the story unfolds. But the fucking choreography, dude, it's not obviously as hard hitting as Unleashed in that sense, but it is close. And I'm gonna get to this scene, and it's like in the beginning. There's one scene in the beginning I'm gonna get to. My God, the choreography alone, and not just from Jet Li, from a few people, is really fucking good. And they actually did a good job of making it look like it's 1930s, China, and he has that feudal, because and this was still during World War II, and Japan still had remnants of this, not the samurai, but like that kind of aesthetic. So it's kind of cool to see that in this film. The only thing, I watched the dub version. It's not great, and just in general, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of dubs aren't good because they can't get like the words with the to match the lips moving a lot of the time, right? And there's some that's decent. It's not as like, it's watchable. There's definitely it's a little bit. I'll say this. It's very janky in the beginning, but I feel like when you get in the middle to the end, the dubbing gets a bit better. It's not as bad. But like that first, I would say close to maybe 30, 40 minutes, man. Some of that dubbing was pretty iffy. But other than that, it's still a fun movie. It's one of his best, and the choreography is amazing. And honestly, Jet Li, man, I have been having fun the past, I guess, close to a little bit over a month now, since I've started just doing Jet Li movies. And just the choreography, man, and like the fact that he's done so many different movies. Like this is a movie set in a lot of martial arts, but like some of them have a different theme. Like the one obviously has this like multiverse theme. Cradle of the Grave was just kind of like a cool action flick of like that early 2000s. Yeah, there was martial arts, but it was set in modern times. and there were scenes Jet Li was using a gun. Whereas stuff like Fearless, and then I would kind of include this movie too, and Hero. So those where they have like that ancient China or Japan aesthetic, and I think they really did a good job of capturing it here. And the choreography is really good. It's not like it's really hard hitting. I think it's the best word to say. Like there's just some scenes it's like, God damn. Yeah. So, but here we go. So the movie opens up. Shenzhen, which is Jet Li's character, is in a school learning when the Japanese soldiers called the Black Dragon come and they want to kick him out because he's Chinese. So, and that was there's a lot of that in this movie too. Like this, you get a really good look at like back then the hatred of between China and Japan. And I think they do a good job of portraying both sides. Like it isn't like pro China Chinese because there's like obviously a scene I'll get to later where Shenzhen's girlfriend who's Japanese they kind of shit on her a bit too. So it's like you get it from both sides. So I thought they did a really good job of showing that. So they try to kick him out. The Black Dragon people throw around some students who are trying to step up. Then they try to put their hands on Mitsuko, who's Shen's girlfriend. Then he comes, and we get this amazing fight scene, man. Oh my god. He just starts taking them out systematically. The one scene, this is the scene I was talking about, where a dude tries to kick him. Jet Li moves. He kicks his fucking leg, which breaks it. It's like, holy shit. I was like when I was watching it, my natural reaction was like a loud holy shit. I was like, because I had never seen that. Like, and he was like snapping wrists. He was fucking these motherfuckers up. Grabbed him by a dude by like his chin and flipped him. It's like, bruh, the choreography in this movie is fucking great. So he beats him up, and then the Mitsuko's uncle uh um, Funakoshi Fumio, who's Mitsuko's uncle, kind of tells him to go away and is actually taking a liking to Shen. So Shen also gets informed by I'm just gonna call him Mitsuko's uncle for the whole film. I cannot pronounce his name. Sorry. He informs Shen that his master, who I'm just not gonna say it, so I'm just gonna say his master died in a battle, so he has to leave. He kind of he's had him and Mitsuko have a send off. Then he goes back to his Jingwu school and learns that we meet his son, who's the new master. And this is where he challenges. He goes to the dojo of the person that supposedly killed, that killed his master. And this scene alone was great too, because there's another scene. Like this movie gets going pretty quick with the fight scenes, like. Because it's like this scene is not even that long after the other fight scene. Like there's a moment where he kind of honors his master really quick before this fight, and then he heads to the school to confront the guy who killed his master. He takes his foot soldiers who like obviously kind of refuse, like some of his students who refuse to comply to tell him where he is. This scene was great. He was just taking them all out. He broke like a guy was trying to use like a kendo stick. He just breaks it and takes him out. And then we meet the master. He takes him out pretty easily. So that fight was pretty quick, and it was insane. So this is when he starts to realize that if he easily can take out that guy, there's no way his master couldn't. So He digs up his master's grave, has a doctor check his liver because he cuts out his liver, and he learns that his master was poisoned. So that basically, I like it has a little bit of a mystery aspect too, a bit, like who murdered his master, and then the master that got beat up by Shen, um, goes to I guess he's like the actual villain of the film, General Fujita. He's like the actual villain of the film, and it turns out that that master was disgraced and that he was in on the poisoning. This scene, because the actual guy had some honor, and it's like, what the fuck? Why'd you poison him? Like, and then he fucking dude. I guess he tries to fight him. Dude grabs him and basically breaks his back, like straight up Bane style, like with the knee. It was like, holy shit! I was not expecting it. So throughout like the film, we start seeing the students start looking up to Shen. So while Shen goes for a run, um, Fujita orders um because Fujita makes it seem like that it was Shen who killed that guy. I can't pronounce his name. Sorry, guys. You're gonna see me just call him that guy Akutagawa. Okay, I couldn't say that one. So he killed Akutagawa. Made it seem like Shen did it. So his soldiers or his students, I'm just gonna call them students, confront him, and we get this like giant fight with Jing Wu versus Vegeta's people. It was a pretty good fight scene. So like I said, it's not just Jet Li who had some really good choreography. I thought everybody actually did a really good job, honestly. So then the police show up, the Chinese police. Then they arrest Shen on suspicion, and we get like this little mini trial where this is where it's learned Mitsuko shows up, and gives a false testimony saying that he was with her, and this is where it's revealed that he was with the Japanese girl, which basically ruins his reputation with Jing Wu. So like it's on both sides. Like yeah, you see in the beginning the I don't know if I call it racism or I'll just call it bigotry. And that was just at the time. And the thing was, I think they did a really good job from both sides because basically they forced Chen to either make a decision. If you're gonna come to the school, she has to leave. So Shen basically refuses. So he and the master, he fights the actual master, Shenwu. He ends up defeating him, even though, because the order was if you beat him, you become the master. Shen beats him, but he still doesn't make him the master. He basically he chooses to leave with Mitsuko, and the master, although Wow feels. I'm just gonna. I cannot pronounce his name, so he he ends up leaving. So like it's crazy. Like so, Shen basically him and. So there's another scene where Shen and Mitsuko go to like a hotel, and they try to buy a room, but they wouldn't. The guy wouldn't serve them because he was with a Japanese girl, and even like some of the like people at the hotel were throwing shit at him. So it's like crazy. Like I think they really did a good job portraying that. Like yeah, the fight scenes are great and everything, but I also think this stuff was really good. I actually thought Mitsuko was a good character all around. You know, so he ends up moving with her. They take shelter in an abandoned hut. So the master that got beat by Shen basically goes kind of AWOL and ends up running off with a lover. So, because while this is happening, Fujita orders a battle with the master of and while this happens, Fujita orders a fight with uncle, which is Mitsuko's uncle, to kill Chen. Um, and Fujita has to fight the master of I think not Fujita, the guy who's the master of Jingwu. So the uncle, I'm gonna call him Shen's uncle. Finds the master. They end up taking him back with his girlfriend. And then even like I like the one line where one of the girls mentions like, "Why didn't you treat Mutsuko like that?" And it's like you start to kind of they start to realize like the stupidity. And while this is happening, it turns out that the chef that we see earlier that denies um it's revealed that one of the students um and the chef who tries to act like earlier in the movie that he didn't do it. It's actually revealed that it was him. There's a scene where he talks to the guy where they have a discussion about the money. So it's kind of fucked up, man. Like it's a really good story though. Even like with the dubbing, it doesn't. I think another reason dubbing is iffy. It's just especially at this time. I don't think they would be speaking English, but it's whatever, you know. So back at Shen's hut, the um um Mitsuko's uncle arrives at the hut to basically try to kill Chen, but him and Chen have a real. The fight's actually really good, man. The choreography is really nice, but it's concluded in a draw. And then he reveals that if Chen basically learns to adapt his opponent's moves, he will be unbeatable. So I think they really did a good job of portraying that, and the fight itself was actually really good too. So then a bit later in the movie, um, the guy he beat earlier in the movie, the master of Jingwu, arrives, try to ask Chen to come back, and he teaches him, and it turns out that Mitsuko, who feels like she kind of ruined his reputation, decides like it's best that she leaves. So he now is she will wait for him. So he learns the move, the Mizong Fist. They confront Fujita at the dojo. This is where it's revealed, and he kills the traitor. And then he takes the master out pretty quick, and then we get Chen versus Fujita. This fight was really good because Fujita is basically like there's even a scene where he basically he learns to kind of deal with pain because like there's a scene where he's like hitting nails into a board, which that's gotta hurt. Even if it's not the sharp side, it's still gotta fucking hurt at that. The fucking that velocity and how hard he is. Yeah, that's gotta fucking hurt. So we get a really good fight. Obviously, and I actually think it's a pretty good fight. Like, because Fujita's a pretty good challenge, man. Because he eventually defeats Fujita, but then he grabs the master and everything seems normal. Then Fujita grabs his sword. Then the master stops Fujita from killing um, stops the Fujita from killing Shen. And man, this scene alone gets stabbed in like I think this part of the arm with the fucking katana. It's like bruh. It's like eventually Jet Li Shen ends up beating him because I think um he basically kills Fujita because Fujita tries to use a sword, and I think he wraps like a thing around it, basically pushing the blade closer to his throat. So, and the Japanese military arrive, and then a Chinese army arrives, and Chen decides to kind of basically say if you need basically a scapegoat because he killed a general, so even like the Japanese ambassador is like basically I need a scapegoat or this could cause a war. So he plays as a scapegoat, but secretly this is where the ending is revealed. They make it seem like the ambassador makes it seem like he executed Chen, but he put the general's body, make it look like it was Chen's, and Chen secretly left to go back to Japan, to to meet Mitsuko. This film is amazing, dude. The score is okay. Like I don't really think there really was even really that much of a score to be honest. You know, even though it came out in the '90s, because apparently this movie is a remake of a Bruce Lee movie called The Fist of Fury. So it does have that feel of like it's kind of trying to be a '70s ish, you know, like karate movie, but I think it's still they did a good job with it. Jet Li, man, that the scene with the like I still say, as cool as the final fight was, the beginning fight is still probably my favorite. Just that kick when he broke the dude's leg, it's like holy fuck, dude. I thought Fujita was a decent villain. I actually think they did a really. This film has a lot of layers. You know, the whole. It's not just a martial arts movie. It's a movie about honor. You know, it's kind of a mystery too with the whole who killed his master. You know, and then you have the bit of that like bigotry between Japanese and Chinese. You know, I think they did a good job of portraying that. On top of it, and it was a period piece because it's set in pretty much during World War II because it's supposed to be like the beginning of World War II. So I think they really did a good job of a lot. So it's like I really like that it's not just like I'm cool if it was just a karate movie, but I like that or a martial arts movie. I like that they just made it like it's a bunch of kind of a bunch, you know. I thought everyone did a good job. The fighting is great. I like. I love when the fighting is like hard hitting, dude. So many like broken snaps in this movie too. Like he was twisting motherfuckers' arms. He was like the yeah, like the kick where he broke the leg still gets me. That's gonna be one that's gonna get me for a while because I just had never seen something like that, and it's just man. But definitely, this is one I would recommend. This is one of his earlier ones, so before he became big. Yeah, definitely is one I would recommend. I would give it like definitely I would give it I would give this like an 8 out of 10. Definitely a really good film. Like I said, man, Jet Li is fucking amazing. I've been having fun this past, few months. Well, I guess a month, a bit over a month now, reviewing Jet Li movies. So tomorrow, I will be doing Coming to America, which is a great film. One of Eddie Murphy's best. Beverly Hills Cop is probably still my favorite of his, but Coming to America is up there. So I will be talking about that tomorrow. So that's gonna be fun. So, but other than that, I'm gonna take my last hit out. But other than that, fuck Warner Brothers. Fuck Disney. Fuck La Bitch James. Fuck Joy Reid. Um, Fuck Colin Kaepernick. And fuck Kevin Smith. And of course, fuck the Biden administration. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.